Today, let's talk about the biggest Idaho legislative topics from 2025. The legislative session just wrapped up. Let's go through some of these. We'll just get our feet wet. There are a ton of items to cover. We're going to do a lot of episodes on the Idaho Legislature in 2025. They got a lot done. Still lots of work to be done. Let's look at this one. Tax cuts and budget. The session was dominated by significant tax cuts. We had House Bill 40 that's lowered individual and corporate income tax rates from 5.695% to 5.3%. That reduced the state revenue by $253 million. House Bill 304 shifted $100 million to property tax and school facility funds. We also had House Bill 231 increasing the grocery tax credit to $155, increased to $155. I'll have to look up what it was before. I think it needs to increase more. That's $155. That's about 2 days worth of groceries shopping at Winco. That bill cost the budget $50 million. Let's see. Critics of these bills, House Minority Leader Alana Rubel, argued that these cuts led to the elimination of programs such as $15 million for affordable housing, $22 million for road repairs, and $25 million in energy rebates, raising concerns about long-term fiscal sustainability. Well, that is interesting. Idaho is growing a ton. We're attracting businesses and citizens from all over the country, and our legislature made the move to reduce taxes. There might be some clawback as they have to fund roads, and our benevolent legislators, they always find it in their hearts to pay millions of dollars towards some of these programs, but it did cut some, such as the affordable housing, road repairs. Everybody loves Idaho roads, don't they? No, I wish I could live in Idaho and drive on Utah roads. That's what I wish I could do, but that's too bad. Let's see, what about this one? School choice and public education funding. House Bill 93 introduced a refundable tax credit for private and religious school expenses. Fueling the school choice debate, proponents viewed it as empowering parental options, while opponents, including Democrats, warned it could divert funds from public schools, impacting the state's ability to support infrastructure and services. Let's see, that is interesting. What do you think? Should there be a tax credit for private and religious school expenses? Well, I think there ought to be a tax deduction, at least. I think there ought to be a tax deduction for most things we spend our money on. I think there should only be one tax. I'm a proponent of the flat tax. I'm not a fan of taxing what people earn, taxing what people spend that money on, and then taxing what they own. I think we are overtaxed, even in the great state of Idaho. But this is a tax credit, so it doesn't, for those that don't understand how credits and deductions work, a deduction would make that money spent not taxable, whereas a tax credit goes against the taxable, the taxes owed on your bill. You end up owing $2,000 on your income tax. You have a $2,000 tax credit. Those cancel each other out. It's much more, as a taxpayer, I love the credits. I would take a credit over a deduction any day. So it is interesting. I wonder if this will fuel private schools in the state of Idaho, which isn't a bad idea. I will do an episode on the success of our Idaho public school system. Once you look at the numbers, that is an oxymoron, folks. The success of our public school system. Let's move on here. Immigration enforcement. House Bill 83, modeled after a Texas law, created state-level crimes like illegal entry and illegal re-entry. I wonder if they'll do an illegal re-entry. Allowing law enforcement to check immigration status during criminal investigations. The ACLU of Idaho sued. Federal judge temporarily blocked the law, citing potential civil rights violations and federal overreach concerns. Supporters argue it bolstered public safety. I have to say, this is one of those things. Did we really need a bill to make it a state crime to enter illegally? Sometimes I wonder if these things are just posturing, or I really don't know what it is aside from a waste of time. Let's enforce the law that's on the books. Now, maybe, just maybe, there's something I don't understand. Maybe this allows the enforcement of the federal law. I'll have to read into this, but when I read things like illegal entry and illegal re-entry, isn't illegal re-entry just illegal entry, or does it make it more of a crime to come back? Sometimes I wonder. But let's just enforce the laws on the books. Don't be illegal. This one is going to be a hot topic for years to come. There was an effort to repeal Medicaid expansion this year. The legislation to repeal Medicaid expansion passed by voters in 2018 was introduced, but it did not pass during this legislative session. The proposal aimed to limit coverage for low-income Idahoans in the Medicaid gap. Advocates for the repeal cited fiscal concerns, as they should, while opponents, including Democrats, celebrated its failure as a win for healthcare access, highlighting its role in supporting vulnerable populations. I'm going to have to do an episode on this one, folks. I don't think people understand the Medicaid gap. I think we've got a short memory. Those that were in the Medicaid gap, they remember why we closed it. And they are a large demographic of our state of Idaho. That's why it passed in 2018. I will bring you an episode on this. This is something that will be talked about for the next 4 years, I'm sure, if not longer, folks. Medicaid expansion. I've got some advice for the Republicans. You need to figure this one out because it's not going to go away. There's a lot of people on Medicaid in the state of Idaho, somewhere in the ballpark of 30,000 people. Now, I'm going to have to check that stat. I'll come back to you with that one. I think it's more. 30,000 might be the amount that was added to Medicaid in the expansion. I'm going to check on these stats. When you have that many people on a government program, both sides of the aisle are right. Both sides, folks. Those against the Medicaid expansion who cite fiscal concerns. When you have that many people on a government program, that is very, very expensive. And they should be concerned. Everybody, every tax-paying citizen should be concerned. Even those on the program should be concerned. If they wish to keep the program, they should be concerned as well. However, here's the rub, folks. We have that many people in Idaho who qualify for that program at such a low income. Are we going to take care of those people as neighbors? What is our plan? We have a responsibility to our neighbors. We are our brother's keeper. So what is the plan? We're going to talk about this one in episodes to come because this is a hot topic, and I think we can send the legislature some good ideas. Let's wrap it up. Let's see here. We had some social and cultural issues, proposals to ban pride flags. I believe that one did go into effect. I believe Governor Little signed that one. I think that's a good one. I don't think I don't think the government buildings should be places of political indoctrination or political pointedness. When we walk into our county assessor's office, are we going to be worried about what flag they hang behind their desk? I don't want to. I think free expression in this country, that is left up to the individual. I do not believe our government has the right to free expression. I don't. I believe that is an individual right. Let me know what you think, folks. We are going to talk about many, many more issues. Idaho is the leading conservative state in the union, and I'm proud to be in Idaho. Thanks for listening, folks. I'll catch you next time.